Number 2, f of x equals x squared minus 6x minus 7. So this is in standard form. So now we're ready to convert this into vertex form. So if you'll remember, the first thing we want to do is scoot C. This is C. We want to scoot it over and create a spot in front and behind that term. So we're going to have f of x equals x squared minus 6x. And we're going to put a spot in front of that negative 7 and behind it. Remember that this is a negative 7, so make sure when you scoot it over you keep it negative 7. So now we want to find what's going to go in the blank. So to do that, we're going to take half of b. So we're going to take half of negative 6, which that gives me negative 3. And then we're going to square negative 3, which gives me positive 9. So we're going to put a positive 9 here, and over here we're going to put a negative 9. Now we're ready to factor. We're going to factor these first 3 terms into 2 sets of parentheses. So we're looking for factors of 9, 1 and 9, 3 and 3, that are going to add to give me negative 6. So since we're trying to get a negative 6, we're going to need negative factors. So we're going to do x minus 3 and x minus 3, because those add to give me negative 6 and they multiply to give me positive 9. And then negative 7 minus 9 is negative 16. And now we're ready to combine these together since they are the same. And that will give me f of x equals x minus 3 squared minus 16. Again, go ahead and figure out what a, h, and k are. That doesn't ask you for that, but that will help you answer these next questions. So remember, a is in front of the parentheses, that's 1. H is the opposite. The opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. And k is negative 16. So if you remember the vertex is hk. So we're going to use what we have here, 3, negative 16. The axis of symmetry is always x equals h. So h is 3, so this is x equals 3. The domain is always all real numbers, or you can write it out, all real numbers. And the range is your y values. Since a is 1, that means that my graph is opening up. My arrows are pointing up, so that's greater than or equal to. And it's always k, which is negative 16. All right, so this is always y is either greater than or equal to k, or y is less than or equal to k, depending on if it's opening up or down. Now to solve this, again, remember we're going to take this vertex form and we're going to rewrite it down here. This time I'm going to replace the f of x with a 0 so that we can solve it. Okay, we want to move k to the other side of the equal sign. We'll get rid of it so we can add it, or we can just move it and change the sign. So that's going to be positive 16 equals x minus 3 squared. Then we want to take the square root to get rid of the square. These will cancel out and you're just left with x minus 3 on this side. And over here, remember the square root of 14, or the square root of 16 is plus or minus 4. And then our final step is to add 3 or move it and put it in front and change the sign. So that's 3 plus or minus 4 equals x. And then we just have to calculate that. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So these are our 2 solutions.